closing. And we have a brand new closing sheet that we are so excited about using. And I'm gonna kind of talk through, and Whitney's gonna piggyback off with me, okay? And you guys, opening and closing your appointments are so important. So I'm gonna go through some of the psychology of that, and then we're gonna launch what we're using for a brand new closing sheet and why we're excited about that, okay? But like I said, I wanted to give you this sheet because I'm gonna talk like a crazy person. So one is knowing why it is that we hold appointments. Why do we hold appointments? Why do we do facials with people? Going into them with the 3 goals. We are looking for, at every appointment, sales, bookings, and new team members, right? Does everyone agree with that? Depending on where you're at in your business is what order you're looking for those in. Okay? And your success in those areas is determined by a few things. First, your expectation going in. Are you expecting every time that you sit down with a woman that you are going to get all 3 of those things? And that's super important because we get so often in life what we expect. So are you expecting at each and every appointment when you sit down with a group of women that you are walking away with sales, walking away with new bookings, and walking away with new team members? Your preparation. Are you prepared? Because when you're prepared, and that's a whole nother topic, with all your supplies and everything like that and your closing materials, then you walk in with confidence versus being distracted. Passion, and April just gave us a great example of that, when you are sharing your enthusiasm and natural passion, and then having a strong opening and strong closing to your party. You could really mess up the middle part, lie and say whatever the heck you wanted to. But it's really important to have a strong opening and strong closing. And then finally in that statement there, you guys, is remembering through all this is we're going to talk about lots of techniques and lots of things to say, that remember that this business is all about people and that you want to build relationships. The more that you build relationships with those women around the table, the more that you build rapport, the more that you build trust, the more success you're going to have in your business. And it's not just about success. We genuinely do love on the people that we're with, but it's all about that building relationships with people. So closing starts with the opening and what you say at the very beginning. And I'm not going to go through a ton of this because hopefully tonight we will video us just opening the party. And I'll try and do a lot of that so you can watch an actual opening of a skincare class and all these elements. But you begin to close the class in how you open it with people. And I set the different things on here, but you're setting a tone, you're developing that trust, developing a connection, creating an awesome atmosphere for women so that they are in the mindset to trust you and for you to lead them through a closing decision at the end. We talk about the Mary Kay, about our eye story, about the Mary Kay company a little bit at the beginning. Outline what it is women can expect so they feel safe and comfortable. Then this is how, number 4, you enter the closing at the beginning. You let women know what it is you are looking for in some manner. You let them know they don't have to buy, but we are looking for sales. We are looking for customers. We will be their consultant for life. We are looking for women to schedule a second appointment. You want to say that as many times as you can throughout your appointment. And we're looking for new people to join us as business partners. Setting that out in that mindset in the beginning. When I say outline, make sure and let them know, it says on here, that you will meet with them individually at the end, so they're expecting that. So they are expecting how you're going to close them at the end. Okay? So, class closing. And this is where this sheet comes in. So there's 2 parts to closing your customers. A group close or a table close, how we close everybody together, and then the individual close. And I'm going to be real transparent and honest here as we talk about the 4-point close. When I first began as a consultant, the individual close terrified me. Like, anybody relate? Like, terrified me. I looked at the person, I completely lost eye contact, and I was like, do you want to buy anything? No, I didn't want to say the party. Okay, bye-bye. I did not want to ask those questions. So, if you have a really strong group close, and that's really how, when I came up with the 4-point close a long time ago, we've evolved it through some time, but it was because I needed a tool to have a great individual close with people. And so, important in the group close. So that's when we're done. We've done the party with everybody, and we've, whether it's at an event or you're doing a facial or you're with a lot of people, you get done with the product, and it's important you first close on the product. Close on the product immediately before you share the opportunity. So it's immediately closing on that product. Super important that you do not have lookbooks out. And all your directors are in agreement with that. Tuck those lookbooks away. Don't have them out here when you're at a guest event. Do not have them anywhere near out at a party. Those lookbooks never enter the group close, because women immediately start looking through those and looking at prices and ignore what you're saying. That you will have much more success if you are selling just from placemats or set sheets. It's important that you have the price part turned down, that you don't have that part turned up, and that's just a psychology and sales thing, that you want women to fall in love with the way the product feels on them and the product before they ever have a chance to look at a price. So when we do that, and you'll notice that we do that, and it's important to do that at your own party, is to really, it's all about the roll-up bag. And really romancing, grab mine over here, really romancing the roll-up bag. Kimberly, you want to grab that one behind you too. And we suggest having one, and I have multiple ones on my table for that, that when you have inventory and you can do that, the more roll-up bags that you have out so that each person can have one, a filled brand new roll-up bag with filled brand new untouched product for each person to have in front of them, they take ownership of that roll-up bag, and it's all about the roll-up bag. Okay? My very first party, when I was a hostess, and Amy came out, if you haven't heard the story, we met by a wrong number. I lived 2 hours away, and let a strange woman come into my house and have a party. But I had 6 guests over lunch. I told her she had 1 hour. I was busy. Anyway, 6 guests. $1,800 party. $1,800 in sales. She had a full roll-up bag, and the upgrade full roll-up bag that we're going to talk about under everyone's chair. We all picked it up. We put it on our lap. We all left it. She assumed and expected we were all going to go home with it, and we did. So 6 times 300, $1,800 party. No one added anything on, no one did anything else. Everyone just walked out with the roll-up bag. $1,800 in sales. Could you get excited about that? So when you expect that everyone is going home with that roll-up bag, then that is what is happening. That they are absolutely going home with that. So I'm going to pass around the sheet, and I gave you these, Kimberly, and I'm going to give them back, but they're out. So if you guys want to just kind of pass these so that we'll get you all one before you leave, but if you kind of want to make sure that everybody has one, then people can see them. Awesome. Okay, so this is different than the create a roll-up sheet. Before we have had create a roll-up sheets and people are picking sets. The psychology of this versus that is the roll-up. It's like there's the lookbook with a gazillion choices, and then we had the create a roll-up sheet, and it still had a bunch of choices that people were maybe just picking sets. This is all about the roll-up bag option. This is your option. You're going home with the roll-up bag. Roll-up bag, roll-up bag, roll-up bag. You'll notice as we teach the class, we're all about the roll-up bag. Everyone's going home with their own roll-up bag, and that's the option. Everyone's going home with it. There are payment options on there, so that's their option. Instead of getting one set, they can just break it down into 3 payments. If that's what they could afford is a set, then they're going to do payment options, and we can talk to you about how that works. Totally romancing the option of the roll-up bag. Now you notice there is not just a miracle set listed on there, okay? We will, in closing, go over a 3-step thing. When we actually verbally close, we'll go over, there's a miracle set. We won't mention it too much, but there's a cheaper option. You can go with the basic and go with the miracle set. Miracle set, there isn't a deal on that. Miracle set is $90 in the catalog. Miracle set's $90 if they want to go home with that, okay? And the roll-up bag. And then the women that want to have it all, there's the upgrade below. So you'll notice with everything that we put in the upgrade, they get basically everything that they tried. Like every single thing that we go through at a skincare class, today in a first appointment, they can go walk out with everything they have with the upgrade. So really the psychology, I love seeing the smiles, that like this is easy. You want the roll-up bag or you want it all? Like that's it. Which one do you want? And not if, but which one of those do you want? And that they're all going home with one of those. And really expecting that. When you expect that, that's what people will do. So it makes it easy on there. It's really 2 options. Again, in your party, you can have one of these out and mention that, but then it's really 2 options of a roll-up bag. Roll-up bag, roll-up bag. Just like second appointment, how many times can you say roll-up bag? It's important, you guys, also that your bag that you show is in pristine condition. That you are not, and I am guilty of this, mine that I was demoing out of a little bit ago, I was like, this has got to go into personal use. Bye-bye. Make sure, you can have one that you squirt out of that's a little nastier pre-party, but make sure that you have one that as you show for the party, that it is in absolute pristine condition, and everyone always wants that. A few verbiages that are important. These specials are tonight only or today only. It says that big at the top so that they understand that this is a big special. Notice on that sheet, that's big and bold. Today only, today only, today only. Always use the verbiage on all of your booking things, you guys, when and not if. The more that women hear that, you're leading them to that decision. And don't think that that is pressure. When we enable, our role is to help them make a decision. Is to enable them to make a decision. We know we have a totally amazing product. We know that they are worth having the product. But when you use that verbiage, that's important. A couple other verbiage things, and it's on here. Remember just to use the number. Say for $199, not for $199. Try not to stress that, okay? So the 4-point close we've done before. We've been doing that. I love doing it on the back of your profile card, because if 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you're taking out your profile card, you can see what someone answered on all 4 of these when at the time of the appointment, okay? So we have a number 1 through 4. Again, my point of these questions in strong in the group is this leads you in the individual close. You are not just staring at them and them not knowing what you're going to ask them. They know, you know exactly what you're going to talk about because you're going to go through these exact same things in the individual close. So the first question is about sales. We're looking for the 4 things that we needed, or the things that we needed in the beginning. So sales, you're asking them a question about sales. And I didn't put the exact question on here, you guys, because this is one we still might fine tune ourselves as directors, because this is different with this roll-up sheet. We used to ask which 4 sets. Okay, so I've practiced this a few times and come up with some questions, but as we fine tune it, that question might be different. But it's gonna look something like, which roll-up sheet do you wanna go home with? Write down your favorite product, something taking ownership of the product that they want so you can lead you into the individual close, okay? Second is booking. You romance the free brush set. Turn your sheet over. Okay, so we have a brand new Hostess program that hopefully we're going to get through too. And when I first did this 4-point close, I gave away brush sets. I've never lost a single brush set giving a brush set away either. But it's a big, bold thing, a brush set or a cleansing brush that you can give away for booking their second appointment and having 4 guests with them. It's going to be worth it. Know that. But it's a big thing that was on that sheet that they want. If they are getting the whole upgrade, the only thing they're missing, you know, they're missing a brush set and a cleansing brush. These are the things they're missing. These are the things they want. So you get them to really romance and want that. We're going to talk about which one of those they want free. I didn't write that on here because I wasn't thinking, but we might ask them first, which brush set? When you have your second appointment, which are you going to choose free? The cleansing brush or the brush set? And they'll ask that, answer that question first, and then we just say yes, no, or maybe you're excited about booking your second appointment with your consultant today. The third question, we always ask them about follow-up or a coffee. We've been a little bit more lenient in a group setting of what we say is free with that. Your consultant will have a free gift for you. so that you guys can pick what you're doing. If you want to give a half price item or if you want to give them a lip gloss, I would suggest in your own personal parties, you know what you're going to say. You could offer them a free eyeshadow, a free lip gloss, a % discount off of an item, but know what you're going to say for asking them to do a follow-up call with your director. Number 4, then, is the opportunity. And we always know that we reward bold and courageous women that night. So at that point, before you do number 4, that's when you do the marketing plan. If you're on your own, you do your own marketing plan, you tell your story, you discuss the starter kit and all the wonderful points of Mary Kay. If you're here, that's when we do that. And then we close on the opportunity. And romance a signing bonus, romance decision makers, and then ask yes, no, or maybe on the opportunity. The reason for that in the number 4, you guys, is there are women that'll make that decision tonight, and it's great to have when you're following up in the individual to know. There are women that'll put yes. You've all seen that. You're like, yay, yippee, here's an agreement. Okay, so individual close. Individual closes here and in a home are always one-on-one, eyeball to eyeball, that you're developing a further relationship with them and that you're leading them to an individual decision. Make sure in your personal appointments that you are pulling people away from a table one-on-one, that you have an area, a little area that you're pulling them to, that you lead that and are in charge of that. You're not just like, whoever wants to come see me. No, you pull the sharpest person. You're like, all right, Jasmine, take you first. And then you might leave the next couple of people, be like, and when Jasmine's done, Kimberly will come over and see me. And then we're gonna go like this. Or you tell Kimberly when she comes back, be like, all right, here's what I'm gonna send to you. Will you send Ashley next? So that you are leading that close, but you are individually eyeball to eyeball with them. Now this is the part that made me froze. Anyone like an individual close on that before? So instead, you have everything that you need to go through. Take a few moments, get to know them if you haven't at the party enough, depending on, ask questions about them. Get to know a little bit about them before you're selling. Get to know a little bit about their family. Get to know a little bit about what they use for skincare already, what they loved. Make sure to have them sell themselves. Ask diving deep questions about what did you love the most? Why? Tell me more about that. Like, oh, I love the way it exfoliated my skin. Do you use an exfoliant? No, not now. I'm like, isn't it great? We love to feel that every day. Just keep asking them individual questions, selling themselves so that they sell themselves on their own why. Make sure to have a roll-up bag. If you didn't have one for everyone at the table, make sure that you have the 2 brush sets, and a roll-up bag with you. So you can just set that right in Kimberly's lap as she comes over to sit with you. And if it's a party, and it could even be here, you might take the reason I did this is sort of, who was here last week and helped me bling? You helped me. I am always enlisting you in arts and crafts. This is not a great bling job, but you could have a little thing that tied or a little card on here that when you pre-profile and know people's names, it actually has their name on it. Imagine if you came to the party and your roll-up bag had a cute little ribbon on it and it said Kimberly right there. Is that a little more ownership of the roll-up bag? Do you want to leave the roll-up bag that said your name on it on the table? Right? A lot less likely that you're going to leave the roll-up bag when it says your name on it. So you're handing it to her, you're just like, oh my gosh, is that awesome? Open that up, then after you talk through questions, open that up. Did you love those pockets? Talking through that. And then assume they're getting the roll-up bag. So you maybe ask them to pick between the regular roll-up bag and the upgrade, so they picked upgrade, and you're just like, awesome! I am so excited you're going home with the upgrade. Write down the ticket. Do you think you want to, did you want to put that cash, credit card? Are we interested in the payment plans and you want me to talk more about that? A lot of women, believe it or not, that is not pressuring them into a decision. That is enabling it. It's expecting they're going to get it. A lot of women, you'll just start writing that sheet out and just assuming that they're getting it, and they'll be like, oh, okay, Visa. Great. Whatever it is that you write out, then you always ask, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need today? do you need a lip gloss for your purse? That's not pressuring them. I love, you had an example of that in something. When you go to the grocery store and they ask if you need stamps or if you need ice or you're somewhere and they said, do you need any hose? Do you need something to go with that? You don't think that that's pressuring, right? They're just reminding you of things and being great service. So make sure you ask a couple times, is there anything else that we can add with that? Or, you know, if they got the regular set, is there anything else that you'd like to add on with that? You can choose to give them, and I didn't put that on this, you can choose with those options, if you'd like to, offer a little discount on things that they get. That's totally optional. It's not on the sheet because it's your business decision. So if they're getting the first set, you want to offer 10 to 15% off individual items that they purchased that day, the today only, in addition, only when they bought the roll-up bag. Or maybe if they're getting the upgrade and they already spent $299 with you, if they want to buy a couple extra lip glosses, they're getting a 25% discount on additional items that they buy that day only. Totally your option, not on the sheet, because you can offer it individually for those things. Then, you guys, booking is, you assume you want to book everyone. If she doesn't want to share her appointment with friends and she doesn't want to get those, you're going over, you just have them right here. Be like, oh my gosh, are you going to take the brush set or the cleansing brush? So you put the roll-it bag down, you hand them both to her, and you're like, oh my gosh, which one are you going to get? And if she can't decide, be like, well, no worries, you're going to earn the other one with your Hostess credit. And then you're booking a time for her appointment on the spot. Not, yes, I want to have another party. Oh, I'll call you and figure that out. But you open up your calendars, you book the appointment. She gets the free thing for booking her appointment today, like date on the calendar today. And we know in those, you guys, and that's the psychology of booking that we can get, but you give them two choices. Our daytime or evenings work best for you. Daytime, evenings, or weekends. That's three, but those are kind of the three time frames, or whatever you've got that you're doing. And then, oh great, I do Mondays or Wednesdays. Mondays or Wednesdays better for you. Wednesdays, great. This Wednesday or next Wednesday. Because otherwise you're like, when works for you? They're like, July. No. So just lead them to that decision. This week or next week. And lead them to figuring that out. If they're not into sharing it with friends yet, no worries. Book them for an individual one. You can upgrade friends later, okay? Book them for an individual second appointment. Just tell them how important it is to have an individual follow-up. Book marketing call, book everyone on the spot. I'm not going to talk that much about that. And then the fourth one is what we've been doing. Just the agreement, talk them through the objections. Even if they put a maybe, I feel like almost a lot of maybes are going to turn into yeses if you take time to really talk to them on that. So, Whitney, anything you want to add on closing before we quickly? Oh, you know what I forgot really quick? There is a time-wise repair upgrade option. We're going to pass this out and you can talk more about it after Whitney adds stuff. But if you have people that are time-wise repair possible, customers, I always demo vitamin C at my own personal appointments because when you demo vitamin C, that's like Botox in a box, I just call it that. When you demo that, you can upgrade them to wanting the whole this, and we could do a whole nother training, which we could do in weeks on time-wise repair. So if you think they're a possible time-wise repair customer, you just sneak this in. I'll pass it around. You just still in the group close when they're looking at it before they come to individual. I just have a few of these, and I'm like, you know what? This might be something you'd like. This is our prestige line. And then you have a box to hand them with the roll-up bag as well.
You included everything that I in the email about the closing and all of that, so we're good.
Where are we at in time?
It's only 6:34.
You want to go over Hostess packet? Sure. And then we can give you a little bit of time to ask questions.
Yeah. Aren't these cute?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really, really excited about this. Okay, so.
I'm going to kind of show and I'll let her talk and I'll show.
Okay. So the Hostess program matches. How awesome is that? And really, the other thing too, I guess we didn't mention, the placemat. So if you do the one side where it says the brushes and stuff, like the stripe side, that can be the one that's facing up. So you can put the tray on it, and they can kind of read that as they're sitting there, and stuff like that. And we can talk about it. And then when you go to close, and you would flip it over and go over the roll it back and everything, so they can see that. But then the Hostess packet is something that you wouldn't give them until you booked that appointment with them. So So it's not something where you have to confuse them with all this other stuff. You just tell them once we book it, okay, they know if they have 4 people, they're going to get their brush set or whichever brush thing that they want to do. And then in the packet, you would have this stuff along with like a stack of like some sales receipts, like the little pink sheet things, and your business cards and lookbooks. And is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Those kind of things. And so what this is, this just tells them, it's just really simple. So they get their brush set or whichever thing for having 4 people there. They get a free brush cleaner if they hold the appointment on the originally scheduled date, so they don't end up moving it at all or changing it. They get the brush cleaner to go with it. And then here's different ways that they can earn $25. So they can earn $25 in credit for having 2 people book from their party. They can have $25 for every $100 in outside orders, the people who cannot attend. So ahead of time they're getting outside orders. So why do they want to get outside orders? Well, for Hostess credit, more connections. Yes, exactly. So they're going out and they're taking orders for people at work or family that maybe lives out of town, and those people can jump on your website and order it from you, and just put the hostess name like in the comment section, or you can actually fill out just a sheet for them, like one of the little sales tickets that you included. And so people that are out of town, people that couldn't come, you have their information. And so it says in the instructions in here, that I'll show you, it does tell them that they want to make sure that we get their email address, their phone number, and all that kind of stuff, so that if we have any questions about their order, we can get a hold of them. So then you're going to have all their contact information, and you could, if there's someone that's local and they couldn't make it to the party last minute or something, and so they just wanted to order some stuff, you could just say, thank you so much for your order. I've actually had some time, book them for helping with their portfolio or cover them a little bit or something. So you still can get a booking out of that, even if they weren't originally at the party with you. So we put on here for every $100 because they could easily collect over $100 from people just ordering stuff out of the lookbook or things that they know that their mother needs or whatever. So you could easily get over $200 or over $100. So $25 for every 100, which is totally worth it for you because that's just like people basically doing your job. And if someone does a lot of that, she's a potential new team member, right? Because she just did your job for you. So just kind of explaining that to her, that would be, imagine if that was her profit. Let's see, 25 for 250 plus in orders at the event party, and 25 if they send you your confirmed guest list 48 hours prior to the event. So Angela and I kind of played around with it and we figured out that they do have, what's it called? Beauty Bite or something, or yeah. So right, so you can actually, yeah. So you can actually go in and create, like there's a bunch of different e-cards, and you can go out and send it to her guest list for her. So she can contact them and stuff too, but you can send out like an email to all of them and introduce yourself and everything. And so then they have, like they can go on and they can register on your website and stuff, and then their information's already on your In Touch, which is super awesome. So just tell her that within like 48 hours of her booking the appointment with you, that send you a guest list, just everyone she wants to invite. You can send that out to everyone. They can confirm it through her, and then she's going to give you a confirmed guest list 48 hours before the party, so that you can pre-profile them and get in touch with them. So she gets a 25 for that. And then it just says receive an extra $10 in unpaid credit for every additional woman with over the 4 that's there, because it'd be awesome if she had more than 4 people, right? So that just kind of encourages her to keep adding people. And I think $10 is totally worth it for people that are over 18 that come. And especially if she just keeps adding. I mean, what do we know that happens last minute? Sometimes people just can't come because the dog ran away or whatever. So that way she's already got overbooked more people there than she really needed anyway. So that's like the description of the hostess benefits. This says help me help you. This is just basically your letter to her, kind of telling her more description ways of what to, like, knowing who to invite, confirming the guests, and then how the outside orders work, and different options for collecting orders. They can get on your website, or they can fill out a sales ticket for them, and then have them fill out a wish list, and then just kind of what's going to happen the day of the party. And so then in here is the guest list, that she can give you like the confirmed people that are all coming with their phone numbers and emails. And I put in there that they can just send you a picture of it, like they don't have to actually physically get it to you. Then the pre-party orders. So just to remind them again, are $25 in for every $100 in outside orders you collect and everything. And so this is just for them to keep track of the orders. So they're actually gonna have either it's on the website so you have their information, or they've actually filled out an actual like sales ticket. But this way they can keep tally of who is ordering and they can see where they're at, because if they know that they're really close to like that next 100, then they're gonna be like, okay, who else do something? Like they're gonna try and get that up for you. And then there is the wish list for them to kind of figure out what things that they want, and you can even show them that when you're booking the appointment. If there were extra things that they want, they should get that today. That day, you can kind of have it listed out there. So, leave anything out, Hostess? Anybody have any questions?
We talked fast.
I know, we gotta go through it.
Yes, and do we get these all off the Victory area website?
They are not on Victory area.
Oh.
They can be on your unit's website.
Yes.
Or I can post them in our Facebook.
They're on my unit's website, yeah, I'll post them on, I post them on our unit's Facebook page, but we can post them on Studio Renew.
Yeah, Facebook or something. Yeah, so then they're there. So you can print them off.
Maybe if they like it,